Well, good Friday evening, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith on the 12th day of February 2021. We're heading into the Valentine's Day weekend, and there's a lot of weather concerns going on. Oh, definitely there are, and not only here along the Mid-Atlantic and the New England coast and New Jersey and Philadelphia's I-95 corridor, but nationally as well, and we'll get into that right now. Well, good Lord have mercy. Look at this chart here. This is the current hazards here. Oh, it's just too much, especially what happened yesterday with that major pileup here in Fort Worth, Texas, and unfortunately the many fatalities and of course the injuries was too just graphic to see. Winter storm warnings tonight in all of Oklahoma and parts of northern and central Texas. We've got winter storm watches in the blues here. Out on the west coast and in the Colorado Rockies here, there's a myriad of winter storm warnings here across New Mexico here and also into Idaho. Yeah, oh dear. There's a lot of things going on here. High wind watches and high wind warnings here. Even in California, high wind watches. And they're playing golf here now. So, and it's been, quite cloudy, quite stormy on the webcams too. The Intermountain Northwest, lots of problems too. Winter storm warnings, winter storm watches. Here in the Virginias, the Carolinas, the northern mid-Atlantic area, this is going to be winter storm warnings and ice storm warnings, all kinds of things that are going on here. National Weather Service in Mount Holly, New Jersey has updated their forecast throughout the afternoon, and we posted this on Facebook too. Winter weather advisories here in central and southern New Jersey, all the way down through the Delmarva here, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. There's a lot of ice coming in our direction, but this is just for the Saturday afternoon through Sunday afternoon period. Saturday afternoon earlier here and ending earlier here, and then ending later here across the north here. And of course, I do believe that the National Weather Service in New York City, that is not showing anything here, is going to update this throughout the evening as well. More meteorological headaches on the way. As far as national temperatures this evening at 7 o'clock, across the Canadian regions here from Hudson's Bay all the way down to the northern plains and all the way down into Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas and Tennessee and the Carolinas and the Mid-Atlantic states and all the way into New England. It's cold. It's cold. The only places that were warm today across the southwest here, desert regions here, and also across portions of Florida. And this is where it's been warm because that high pressure ridge is in control. And the wind chills, we can pull this up. Oh my own. This is what it feels like out here. -20, -25. The heart of the cold is in the central plains here down through Texas. Yeah, it's really cold. It's cold. And the 2 meter temperature change. Obviously, this chart hasn't been showing up for a couple of days. I don't know what the glitch is here. Well, if you want to see polar vortex solidifying itself back into its position over the Arctic Circle here, and underneath it, under La Nina, which is weakening, and blocking, which is already occurring, well, you get February. And February looks stormy here on the west coast. Look at this amount of precipitation here. forecasted through Friday the 19th. And this is just liquid precipitation. This doesn't include snowfall here. It's just liquid. And look at this here on the East Coast. Maroon. Climate Prediction Center, again, 6 to 10 day period, valid Thursday the 18th through Monday the 22nd. It's cold here, but it's shifting from the Central Plains and all the way down to Texas, but it's still cold here, and it's still cold everywhere in the blues, including Florida. And right now, Florida is warm, and we'll get into that in just a moment. 8 to 14 day, everything begins to flip around a little bit. Again, this model guidance, I wouldn't really use this too much. The next 6 to 10 days from the 18th, valid Thursday the 18th through the 22nd, it's wet here in the East Coast and in Washington and Oregon, the Intermountain West here. It's dry here. Across the Central Plains, everything shifts around, but that's because the jet structure is shifting around. When we get into the 8 to 14 day, I wouldn't trust this at all. On the 20th through Friday the 26th, pulling hairs here. Into all model guidance teleconnections here on the North Atlantic Oscillation. We're in the tank now, but we're going up through Tuesday here, where it goes from negative to positive on all model guidance here. It doesn't matter which model guidance you're using. And then it kind of goes neutral and crashes a little bit by the end of the month. Well, this is an influence, obviously, of the fact of isentropic lifting events going on in the northern mid-Atlantic and the East Coast as well, and the West Coast as well. But the North Atlantic Oscillation here proves to me to be very disturbing, especially on Tuesday. Ice storms. I'm thinking ice storms under this influence, not just because it's going in this direction, from a negative state to a positive state, and then down back towards neutral and somewhat more negative here as we flip-flop into this pattern here. But this is troublesome because the fact that thermal gradients are greater right now and the Arctic air masses are deeper into the late winter season, so there's going to be a lot of mischief going on. EPO. Well, again, it's not perfect. If you really wanted strong winter storms along the East Coast, you would want all of these values to be here. But even the flip of this here shows that there is a constitutional area here where precipitation events are going to continue to roll through, mostly isentropic events, lifting of warm air over a cold Arctic domain. Yes, and that's what we have in place, and I'll show you that in just a moment. The PNA, this shows up. Let's do the PNA. You'd want this to be in the other direction here. So nothing is perfect here in this pattern, but you can still get these isentropic lift events and Arctic boundary layer isentropic events here along the mid-Atlantic coast that are just like turning into be a nightmare for a meteorologist to forecast on a day-to-day basis. Low layer water vapor. Love to use this. Here's the new storm coming into the West Coast, and eventually it's stirring up the winds here where they were playing golf today in Southern California. And that's going to change tomorrow. That's going to change tomorrow for these guys over here. More isentropic lifting here. This looks incredible here. One flow here, another flow from the subtropical branch here. This is incredible because this tells me that we are in for ice. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Now the composite radars from all the radars here across the continental United States. Well, let's stop this here. at the end here. There's a lot of weather that's going on here, and also here, with short waves in the flow. And here's our new storm system coming into the West Coast. So, it's going to be very busy and active over the next 10 days, especially if you live here. If you live here in the areas that I'm drawing up right now. Oh, my Lord. Get ready. Let's take a look at this some temperatures here now. In West Palm Beach this morning at around 11 a.m., 77 degrees. It went up to 75. Miami, 75. Nothing's changed because of the southeast ridge here. No, nothing's changed here. So my friends are in delight, but I'm not. Are you? By the way, this is very interesting to see Mobile, Alabama at 46 degrees this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, while West Palm Beach is 76. See this? See this? Wow. Blows your mind, doesn't it? Well, this tells the story here. Certainly does. Well, everything is quiet tonight with high pressure basically over the area here, over northeastern Pennsylvania, all the way down to the Virginias and the Carolinas. And, well, let's see how that works out as that changes. It's going to begin to change. We're going to have a 1026 millibar high over the top of us by tomorrow morning. And then we have low pressure developing to the south and west along that Arctic boundary, and that's going to change everything around. So why does everything make a difference in the precipitation profile here? Well, at 850 millibars at 5,000 feet where the precipitation's falling via starting to on Saturday morning here across southern New Jersey and then into central New Jersey and northern New Jersey here. Well, it makes sense because temperatures are already rising at the 850 millibar levels, but they're still below freezing in northwestern New Jersey. It makes sense. The temperatures rise further on Sunday and on Valentine's Day, and they do, but that's at 850 millibars. Now, what you got to do is get down to 3,000 feet. And these pages are going to load right now. This is interesting because at 3,000 feet, oh, and oh, maroon. And then the surface too. So there's ice here. There's ice in this forecast. This is the NAM model got NCEP from 18Z this afternoon. If you live in northwestern New Jersey, oh maroon. The page is frozen here. It's frozen. Yeah, it is. Oh, here it goes. Well, listen. You ain't going nowhere in 60 hours here. Time frame. Maybe across, I don't know, Southern Ocean County down to Cape May, Atlantic County here, but everybody else, -4 at 3,000 feet. And if you really wanted to get into this, this looks interesting. We'll get back to the surface temperatures here. Let's see if we can pull this up. This is going to pull up right now. even from a mesoscale perspective here, it's cold enough at the surface for everything, even if it's warming in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, especially the mid levels of the atmosphere. This is a strong signal here, right through Saturday night and Sunday, and it's trending colder on the model guidance here for temperatures. So maybe you get to like 41, South Jersey, and you turn to rain or whatever, but that's going to sink down to the bottom, as well as more cold air is coming in from the north and west here. See? Do you see? So the precipitation in type is going to be a challenge from the I-95 corridor, south and east of the I-95 corridor, north and west of the I-95 corridor, west to east of 78, north and west of 80, north of 84. Challenge. Get it? I hope you do. Well, indeed, thermal profiles run the roost here. And, well, Saturday doesn't look so good, into Sunday morning, but I can tell you that things are going to change rapidly with another short wave along the Arctic boundary here. And that's going to bring more precipitation back to the area on Monday, Sunday night, and Monday. So, let's go back to Sunday night and Monday here. Yeah, so you get a little break, but, things are really going to go downhill here as we head into Tuesday. More ice and rain and snow here. And then as we get into, Tuesday here, oh, my own. Things look very dicey and slicey here across the northern mid-Atlantic, especially along the I-95 corridor. That, is challenging. And then, we're going to wait till Thursday and Friday. And again, on Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday, here comes the next system in. And this one is going to bring snow and ice to the area and rain along the coast. So, we got a very active weather pattern going on, and I don't care how you slice it up. If you think winter is dead and winter is over, you're going to be very, 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 very challenged during this week ahead. Indeed. I would not take a lot of things to verbatim. However, the one thing that I will say is that you're in for a lot of sleet and freezing rain over the next week into the end of next week. And the further north you go, the more snow accumulation you're going to have north of 78 and I-80. And that shows up quite well on Thursday and Friday's panels as well in the model guidance. But snow, not so much on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. But the ice is there. Yeah, the ice is there. And we already seen what that ice is doing elsewhere in the country. So you need to be magnified and very apparently aware of the situation going forward as we head into the later part of this month. We will, of course, hone in on your forecast live on Saturday night and Sunday morning here at GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. You have a very pleasant Friday evening, because you will need a very pleasant evening. And Valentine's weekend looks good in the beginning, but not so good in the end. No.